Bradley-Tschirgi with Matt's Movie News. We're going to look at rumors about the new Street Fighter movie casting right here. So talk a little bit about the old ones. We'll do something pretty quick, about 20-something minutes. Let's get right to the point. Street Fighter, of course, is a video game. There's been a whole lot of them. Latest one is Street Fighter 6. In the 90s, we can see this little trailer playing here about it on videotape. It starred, Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, and Raul Julia as M. Bison, the dictator bad guy person. In 2009, 15 years later, they tried to do another shot at a movie, Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li. I'm not counting anime stuff here, but they did some of those. We can see, it has Neil McDonough as M. Bison, the late Michael Clark Duncan as Balrog. You had Chris Klein from American Pie as Charlie Nash. He's probably one of the better things about the movie. Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas as Vega. So again, not. I think this 2009 Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li was a lot worse than this Street Fighter one. Also lower budget seems like, but than this one right here. So what do you have now? They're trying to do another Street Fighter movie. Big deal. The director, Katal Sakurai, I can look him up. I don't recognize that name. He's done stuff. Looks like the Eric Andre show. That's a little bizarre. Bad Trip. I don't know what a lot of Eric Andre stuff. Some short films. What is Bad Trip here? Oh, it's starring Eric Andre and Tiffany Haddish. Okay, so that makes sense. So, this is the guy that's doing Street Fighter. Whether that means it's more comedic, I'm not sure. But let's look at this rumored cast here, right? Because that's what we're here to talk about. This is Jason Momoa. Some of these are rumors, but there's enough that I think it's worth to do a video on. So we can keep on going. If you have any ideas or things, post in the comments below. If you like what you see, please subscribe or follow, depending on what platform you're watching this on. So you have Blanka, this green, muscular, monster-looking dude by Jason Momoa. If this is right, he's the biggest name there. We can see there he's in the Minecraft movie. Of course, he was Aquaman in Aquaman and the Justice League movies that they did. 41 acting credits. I was just talking in my writers group, way, way back in the day when he was like a teenager or damn near. He was in Baywatch for the last few seasons, I think, 99 to 2001, and also was on Stargate Atlantis for quite a bit after that. Also did a Conan the Barbarian movie that wasn't great, but I think the first thing Momoa did that really kind of brought him to public consciousness was Game of Thrones. Was a big deal. It's him as Khal Drogo, who was only in that first season, if memory serves, but it's a memorable part, a good one, and he did a great job with it. So him as Blanka, he has kind of the more muscular body. Hopefully with prosthetics, not with CG, I would hope. But Blanka can either look really cool or really stupid as far as characters go. David Dastmalchian, apologies if I get these names wrong, as M. Bison, I think is really intriguing. This guy has kind of, I'd like to say like a character actor face where you kind of get cast as bad guys a lot. He had a small bit in Twin Peaks: The Return. He worked with James Gunn as Polka Dot Man and Suicide Squad. He was in this in Oppenheimer. Dune Part 1 is Peter DeVries, the lead in Late Night with the Devil, which I haven't seen, but I heard that's a pretty good kind of high-concept horror film on the Murderbot show. So, this guy's done a whole lot of things here, and for him to be M. Bison as a bad guy, dictator dude, makes sense. I think that totally is cool casting. So as we kind of needle our way through, we'll see who else. Okay, so we have Kalina Liane as Chun-Li. She looks, looks like they're going for a younger actress instead of what they've done before. So interesting choice. Again, not a lot of experience. Tell Me Everything. Foundation as Yun Ru Corintha in one episode. So this would be a big break as Chun-Li. I'm not sure how big that character will be in the new movie. And I think with overall looking at this cast, I don't recognize much of the names. You have some stunt casting in there. It reminds me a lot of this cast of Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, and that they're cheaping out on a lot of the cast members. Now, again, they haven't started filming this. There's no official cast photo. There's no teaser trailer. There's no set photos. This is all pretty early on, but no doubt we'll get that other news soon, and it'll be fun to talk about, especially when there's a trailer doing like a reaction video to that later on. If you like Street Fighter or Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, or, I mean, there's a lot we could talk there if you wanted with the cartoons. Any idea for videos, feel free to post them in the comments below or add stuff to the chat. So we got Noah Centineo as Ken. Centennial, American actor. He plays Jesus Adams Foster in The Fosters. Okay. Looks like he was in Black Adam as Adam Smasher. I never saw that. The Rock was in that. Dwayne Johnson, excuse me. 40 acting credits. Again, you know, Black Adam's a big one. Trying to point out these names I recognize. Okay, so he was in the remake of reboot, of Charlie's Angels from 2019, which is Langston. I barely remember that movie. That was not a great one. Dream Scenario is the one with Nicolas Cage, which is a pretty good movie, I thought. Pretty good movie. So he's done some stuff. Again, these are not big names, and I don't think this is like a huge budget, right? Neither was the Mortal Kombat movie, and that one did pretty well. So as we do this stuff, Andrew Koji is supposed to be Ryu. He's half Japanese, half English, which is cool. He had a part, in Bullet Train. He played Storm Shadow on Snake Eyes, the G.I. Joe movie. I think Snake Eyes is the best out of the G.I. Joe movies. That's not saying much. Looks like, I should have closed the door. You can probably hear the dogs or not. Depends what you think of this microphone. But Peaky Blinders, American Gods as a CEO. I mean, yeah, so this guy has good credits, been a lot of different stuff. He did a voice on Final Fantasy XIV, the Stormblood expansion. So, what is some of this stuff? 20th Century Boys 2, The Last Hope as a Thai gangster. So, I mean, he has like action movie experience, so that's cool. And that said, before he studied film and theater as his bio before traveling to Thailand and Japan, taking on small acting roles, working as a stuntman, editor, and odd jobs. I mean, we're seeing some footage of him fight in that clip there from the movie Warrior. And with this kind of leaner build, him as Ryu makes sense. Maybe he'll be Ryu with the beard. Let's keep on looking at this cast. Orville Peck as Vega. Is this a musician or something? I don't know who this is. Has been an actor, composer, soundtrack. So yeah, is a musician, looks like, based on these credits, by the name of Orville Peck. A lot of, just music videos, but not much acting. Yet he gets an acting part as Vega. Weirdly, in the Legend of Chun-Li movie, they also cast a musician as Vega. That one, it was Taboo from Black Eyed Peas. Or Taboo, excuse me. However you pronounce that. And we got 50 Cent as Balrog, I think is really amusing. Balrog is a boxer. He's always in these movies. 50 Cent is in Expendables 2, as it's showing here in these clips. 50 Cent also has his own streaming action movie channel on the Roku app in the States, and it's also in England and stuff like that. I think he likes action movies, so him as Balrog, he's not like super muscular, but I don't think he really has to be. It's not like you'd cast Mike Tyson or something in a role like this. Because in that original Street Fighter movie, Balrog was Grand L. Bush. Really? That's okay. And he looked the part, but it was kind of more comedic. And I really liked Michael Clark Duncan as Balrog in this Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li movie. He's, I think, one of the only things that kind of worked about it with the casting. And I don't know what the plot of this is going to be. You got supposedly Joe Anoi. I like its multicultural cast, which in the game everyone came from different countries. So based on the last name, I would guess he's part Hawaiian, I suppose. It looks like a professional wrestling part of the WWE. Having actors like this, I could phrase that better. Having actors that were part of WWE or part of the professional fighting circuit or whatever, or musicians. I mean, all this is kind of common. It strikes me as a bit like stunt casting. He played Mateo, looks like in Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. Had a bit part in the Ron Missy, which is Oh, Roman Reigns was his WWE character. Okay, I really don't watch that much of the wrestling stuff, but professional wrestling, excuse me. But I mean, that other actors have had good experience from that. I think he can certainly do athletics if he can do pro wrestling with taking all the falls and the hits and stuff, all those pain, a lot of pain those people go through. This last one was announced. This guy's a podcaster. Andrew Schultz is supposed to be playing Dan, who was a joke character Capcom made in Street Fighter 2 to combat against the, SNK Fighters History kind of, it's not Fighters History. It's Fatal Fury. It was making fun of the Fatal Fury characters as Dan, so doing a comedian for that makes sense. MTV's 2 Guide Code. Is that a game show? I don't know. I haven't had cable in years. I just have some streaming services. But he has a stand-up Netflix special, Schultz Saves America, and he's done stuff with. I don't know why podcasters has a dash and M dash in there. That's not supposed to be like way. He has Cousin Avi and You People. That was Netflix with the Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill movie. Feast of Seven Fishes looks like a romantic comedy or something. So I mean, yeah, he's good variety of work. His podcasting stuff should be on here, I would think. Maybe not. Yeah, I've seen podcasts. Yeah, this past weekend. Oh, that's the Theo Von thing. He's been on for an episode. Sometimes podcasts are on IMDb, sometimes aren't, and that's kind of why. Kill Tony I've heard of. He's been in an episode of that. Okay, a comedy. So I mean, yeah, a comedian as Dan makes sense. I know you would not make Dan a main character. He wears a pink gi, the martial arts outfit. So one of those things. But yeah, pretty eclectic cast, I would say. Some rumored, some officially announced for this Street Fighter movie coming out. Let's check out one more credit. We have Jason Momoa, David Dastmalchian. I think those are the most well-known. 50 Cent is probably the third most well-known of those people. Maybe Orville Peck. I'm sure I've heard his music. It's just not jumping out to me right now. Let's look at Dalen Musson, the writer. I'm a writer myself, so curious about screenwriting credits. And, wow, okay, so this guy wrote Captain America Brave New World, pretty big movie. Wrote for the Golden Compass video game, interesting credit there. He's done a little bit of acting and looks like video things. And he's also, he did Street Fighters in pre-production right now. So can we get something cool with this new Street Fighter movie? I really hope so. It's pulling up the Chun-Li one. That's not what I meant to pull up. But the point being, I think Street Fighter has a lot of potential. Wow, look at all these guys' credits. It's crazy. Of stuff coming up. I really like David Dastmalchian as M. Bison. I think is probably the most inspired out of all these. That you did Unknowns. You could do a lot worse. It looks like people with athleticism, so presumably they'll be doing some other stunts. I think he really needs to focus kind of on the action more. Because this 90s Street Fighter movie felt a lot like James Bond, where you're in, you have scenes with boats dodging mines in the river. This one at least had a big scope. It felt like a real big movie, right? Legend of Chun-Li, it just felt like they did it for like $5. It felt very much like a soap opera. There wasn't too much action in that. Neil McDonough as in Bison was cool, but he's always like an intense, usually plays a bad guy dude. I think it's Kristen Kurek was Chun-Li, which was not great casting. She is part Chinese for what it's worth, but the way she's portrayed in the games is like originally fully from China, like more what you would expect, more of like Kalina Lane, more of what she looks like, right? Or even in that first one, you had Min Na Wen from Joy Luck Club as Chun-Li. This is an older picture of her, but like in the movie, she was Chun-Li and, has been Mandalorian, huge career since then. But this Street Fighter movie, I hope is good. I wish it all the best. I was not crazy about the new Mortal Kombat movie recently, but what do you think of this new Street Fighter movie? Some of the casting here on Matt's Movie News. Post down below in the comments. Hope you liked what you see. Give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe, tell me about me to your friends. And that's it for now. Great. Bye.